in Tangiers.
We?
Me and a French student I was hitchhiking with. Anyway, there was this small rundown theater right across from the hotel, and that's the last time I saw the Blue Dahlia. It was dubbed in Spanish. The audience was Arab, and the subtitles were in Japanese. Needless to say, it suffered greatly in translation.
What about the French student?
Well, the movie lasted longer than the relationship did.
Why does ice cream always make me hungrier?
Me too.
The housekeeper doesn't come in till later. Maybe you're lucky. Must be something in the fridge. I know there's coffee, maybe some fruit, eggs.
Who's this?
That's my son, Pono.
Oh, will I get a chance to meet him?
Not today. He's on the Big Island with his grandfather looking for petroglyphs. Come on. Joan?
I'm just looking around. It's such a beautiful room. God, I love these. Tell me about your Hawaiian name.
I'm what's known as a Calabash Kid. There's a tradition here of serving poi. It's served in a calabash, a big bowl made from a gourd. Everybody eats out of it, even strangers. They have the same communal feeling about children. Thanks. My natural parents were killed at Pearl Harbor, so I'm told. The Hawaiians who found me knew the Kalani's had no children, so I was given to them.
Do you have any other relatives on the mainland?
It's still a bit of a mystery. Apparently no identification was possible. I guess they were civilians. Anyway, I really lucked out. The Kalani's are a great family. I have a brother, James, who's Hawaiian. Yes. Oh, yeah.
No.
There goes breakfast.
Well, maybe it's just as well. Do you know what time it is? I have a lesson at 8.
I've got rounds. Well, let's go.
I really want to hear more about your family.
I'm having dinner with them Sunday night. You could hear it firsthand.
I'd love to. Oh, these are beautiful.
Old and rare. It was made on Niihau.
The Forbidden Island?
It's very arid, almost no vegetation. So the people make these leis. Seashells are their flowers.
I hear no one's allowed to leave that island.
In the old days, if you left without permission, you could never return.
I hate that.
There's a saying. The giver is always in the heart of the receiver. You were right about the stone. The absence of activity in the small bowel at 2 hours just about clinches it.
It's amazing how something so small can cause so much pain.
Is she scheduled for surgery?
Day after tomorrow.
Mrs. Kihara, I just came by to see how you're feeling and to let you know that you're scheduled for surgery day after tomorrow. Dr. McGrath will be assisting me with your pre-op and post-op care so she can answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Dr. Clanny.
Do you have any questions about your surgery, Mrs. Kihara?
旅に病んで夢は彼のを駆け巡る
What did you say?
It's a poem written by Basho, a Zen monk who lived in 1600s.
Oh. And, what does it mean?
It's unimportant.
No, I'd like to hear it.
On a journey ill, My dream goes wandering over weathered fields.
It's a pretty depressing idea.
So is having an operation.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's a common procedure. It's done all the time.
How long will I have to stay in the hospital after it's over? When can I travel back to Japan?
Well, that really depends on you.
I've asked a stupid question. Forgive me? To inquire of the inexperience is indiscreet. From my daughter, son-in-law, and new grandson.
Anything you need.
Yeah, water, please. Go on, Dr. McGrath.
Your surgery will be performed by Dr. Chandler, a man who's in his 60s. He's been practicing for 35 years.
Yare utsuna. Hai ga te o suru, ashi o suru.
I'll bet that's another poem.
Oh, don't sweat. The fly rubs hands, rubs feet. The fly prays as twice as much as most humans.
He carries 1 million more diseases.
Why don't you open the window? The humble creatures will be foolish to dismiss your hospitality.
What's up, Julie?
You just got a phone call from a Nancy Oliver. She said that Joan Alexander collapsed at work. She thought you'd want to know. I checked with MedScur in emergency. An ambulance brought her in a few minutes ago.
Joan, can you hear me? Do you know where you are? Can you tell me where you are? Tell me your name.
Joan. Joan, it's Daniel.
Is she a patient of yours, Dr. Grilani?
A friend. Was she conscious when they brought her in?
She's been slipping in and out. There's a lot of ecchymosis.
Yeah. Did she fall?
Not according to the woman who called the paramedics. Her pulse is rapid and thready. Her pressure's 90/60.
Dr. Kalani, dial the operator.
I want to see the lab work stat.
Dial the operator.
Got it.
Well, what the hell's taking so long?
We're working as fast as we can, Doctor.
Yeah, I know. Please call as soon as you have anything for me.
Yes, Doctor.
Can I see you for a minute?
Can it wait?
I don't think so.
Come in.
I want to be taken off Mrs. Kahara's case.
Why?
It's just not working out. I think she'd be happier with another doctor, preferably Japanese.
You speak English, she speaks English. What's the problem?
I don't possess the wisdom of the Orient.
Few of us Hollies do. Get to the point.
She doesn't trust me.
Did she say that?
Nothing's said. That's what's so frustrating. Everything is implied. I'm too young, too inexperienced, too female. I just can't deal with her.
And the feeling's mutual.
When I ask her a question, she quotes Japanese poetry at me, written by some Buddhist monk from the 16th century.
Doctors quote from medical journals. Poets quote other poets.
Please, just take me off the case and save us both a lot of trouble.
Forget it, Caitlin.
Why not? She's not going to miss me.
I don't know how to handle her.
Then figure it out. Disease is an equal opportunity employer. Having a winning personality is not a requirement. Now, there's no law saying you have to love every patient you treat. But there's a lot more to doctoring than being a good technician, a lot more. If you can't deal with people, maybe you should consider clinical research.
I don't want to be a laboratory jockey. I want to be a doctor.
Why?
It's personal.
You don't have to tell me.
I didn't say I wouldn't tell you. I just said it was personal. My father died when I was 17, in terrible pain. I had to watch him go through every stage of terminal cancer, and there was nothing I could do for him.
So you became a doctor to ease other people's suffering.
No. Mine.
Do you still want to be taken off the Kildare case?
I'll handle it.
Been looking all over for him. Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot. Dr. Landowski, I have to talk to you.
Daniel, I was looking for you.
About Joan Alexander.
Right. Tony Metzger did a stat CVC. My lab tech brought it over for me to review. I sure don't like what I see, Daniel. She's real low on platelets. We can hardly find any. Her white count is sky high, and she's got blasts on the smear. Listen, there's nothing more definitive I can say right now. I can give you a clear picture tomorrow after I do a bone marrow biopsy.
Thanks, Morrison.
Come on, I'm taking you home. Laura's downstairs. I'll drive your car, and she'll follow us.
Oh, thanks, Kenji, but I want to be here when she wakes up.
Well, that could be hours. Have you had any dinner?
Not hungry.
Yeah, sure. You look like you're falling off your feet. Now, come on. Metzger's on call. He'll let you know if there's a change.
Metzger. You should have called me. You know she's my patient. You know she's my friend.
We got her back into bed. She was stable. I had a nurse stay with her all night. There was no problem. I'm sorry. I just thought you could use a sleep, Dr. Kulani. I was just trying to do you a favor.
Well, do me a real favor. In the future, don't do me any favors.
I'm sorry.
If Dr. Garrison isn't in his office, call hematology. Somebody over there must know where he is. Come in. Well, oh, never mind. He's here. Come in, Bob. I've just been looking at these blood smears Dr. Landowski sent over. The only time I've ever seen this, it turned out to be acute myelocytic leukemia. I'd like your opinion.
Your diagnosis is correct, Daniel.
What's the long-term prognosis? Or isn't there one?
It's grim. The best we can do is to buy her some time. She'll need transfusions. In the shape she's in now, she won't tolerate the chemotherapy.
Chemo's your recommendation?
It's all we have to offer now.
Have you ever taken any medication to control your blood pressure, Mrs. Kihara?
No? Why? Ow, that hurts. It's very tight.
I have to get an accurate reading of your systolic blood pressure.
The nurse doesn't hurt me, and she takes my blood pressure 4 times a day. Was that high?
Higher than I'd like it to be.
What does that mean? Is there something wrong?
No, not at all. It's fairly common to see an elevated pressure the day before surgery. I'll make a note on your chart for the anesthesiologist. He can control it during the operation.
Does that mean that something could go wrong in an operation?
Mrs. Kihara, I wish you would try to calm down. I mean, I understand that you're upset and major surgery is
You never told me it was major surgery. You said it was a routine procedure.
It is a routine procedure. You're going to be under general anesthesia, and that makes it major surgery.
Well, Dr. Clancy knew all about this. I want him to know everything.
I'll make sure that he does.
I hope you're more pleasant to your other patients than you have been to me.
Mrs. Kihara, I don't care if you like me or not. I don't care if you respect me or not. All I care about is getting you well, and I'm trying to do everything medically possible to achieve that.